She's running against you.
Good evening, everyone. We are ready to begin this evening's board meeting. Sergeant at Arms, has the lobby been attended to?
Yes.
Thank you. We request that all electronic devices be turned off or put in silent mode. Also, please refrain from using flash photography except during the special presentations portion of this meeting. I am pleased to welcome you to the June 9th, 2026 school board meeting. The time is 6 p.m. and this meeting is called to order. We would like to take this opportunity to remind members of the public of the district's mission, which is to ensure that each student achieves his or her highest personal potential, and the district's vision to be a world-class school system. This evening agenda includes invocation, pledge of allegiance, acknowledgments, recognitions, public comment, consent action items, which include 3 items under board office, 1 item under board auditor, 13 items under academic student services, 11 items under school choice and administration, 7 items under business services, 6 items under human resources, 2 items under information systems, 6 items under safety, security, and fleet operations, and then 20 items under facility operations. The Lee County School Board Leasing Corporation meeting, and the good of the order and other business. Board members, is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
I also move to adopt the agenda.
Moved by Ms. Langford Fleming. Second?
I'll second the motion.
Seconded by Mr. Ribble. Sorry about that. Okay, please record your vote. Motion to approve the agenda passes 7-0. As is the custom of the board, Ms. Fleming will lead us in the invocation, after which Ms. Jordan will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. Joining us tonight is Pastor Marcus Miller. He's a student pastor at First Christian Church here in Fort Myers, Florida. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Members of the board, thank you so much for having me here tonight. Would all of you bow your heads with me in a time of prayer? Father God, we thank you so much for the ability that we have to gather here, God, and have discussions that need to be had, and God, all for your glory, but also for the good of the students that you've entrusted to the care of the people in this room. God, I thank you for the hearts that you've given every single person here who's here to serve, and all those who are here to make their voices heard and their positions known. Father, I pray that you would reign over it all, and that, God, you would continue, Lord, to lead. Your word says that if you train a child up the way that it should go, when they're older, the child will not depart from it. And so, God, I thank you that in Lee County, Florida, children can be trained up the way that they ought to go, with character, with dignity, and Lord Jesus, that as they're older, they will not depart. So we pray a blessing over every single person here tonight, and we pray it in Jesus' name. Amen?
Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated, please.
Next on the agenda is the character word for June. The character word for June is cooperation, working together for a common purpose. The design displayed on the screen was created by Joelle Zinda, an 11th grade student at Estero High School. Board members and superintendent, it's time for recognitions.
Who's doing the first one?
The School District of Lee County is proud to recognize the 2026 Florida High School Athletic Association State Track and Field Champions. The competition was held at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville from May 6th to May 9th, 2026. When your name is called, please line up at the ramp to my left side of the boardroom. Dave LaRosa, Director of Athletics, will present you with your certificate. First up, Kobe Johnson is a senior at Dunbar High School and won the Class 3A state championship in the 110-meter hurdles with an impressive time of 13.72 seconds. Although he is unable to be present tonight, we would like to acknowledge and celebrate his outstanding accomplishment.
He's here.
Oh,
He's here. It's him.
well, come over here. Sorry, but I was told differently. Congratulations.
The leader of leaders.
Next, we recognize Dylan Gorley of Gateway High School, who won the Class 4A Boys Pole Vault State Championship with a jump of 15 feet, 3 inches. Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah. Accepting the award on his behalf is Gateway Boys track assistant coach Ron Mackett. The school board and superintendent are pleased to recognize these student athletes along with their coaches for their commitment, determination, and hard work that led to these remarkable achievements. Thank you.
So, joining me at the lectern are Don Payne, Special Olympics Athletic Director, Coordinator for Lee County Parks and Recreation, Coach Megan Dusenberry of Cypress Lake High School, and Coach Garrett Copeland of Fort Myers High School. Y'all can come on down. Mr. Payne is a former teacher and athletic director with the School District of Lee County. Throughout his distinguished career, he was honored as a Golden Apple teacher and was selected as the Teacher of the Year finalist. The School Board of Lee County is proud to recognize 2 exceptional student athletes who exemplify the highest standards of dedication, versatility, leadership, and sportsmanship. When your name is called, please come forward and line up next to your coach, who will present your certificate. We kindly ask that all recipients remain in place until everyone is recognized. I'm so excited about this. Our first honoree is Cody Bagudi, who has been named the Unified Male Athlete of the Year. Wait, just one moment. Come here, Cody. Cody's achievements span multiple athletic disciplines, demonstrating that true athletic excellence knows no boundaries. Beyond the medals and titles, he represents the very best of Lee Public Schools throughout his work ethic, leadership, inclusiveness, and positive attitude. On behalf of the School Board of Lee County, we congratulate Cody on these outstanding accomplishments. Thank him for representing our district with distinction and proudly recognize him as the Unified Male Athlete of the Year.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're going to go up there, okay? We're going to go through this door. Next, we are honored to recognize Jada Becker, who has been named the Unified Female Athlete of the Year. Jada's athletic versatility, dedication, and competitive drive has resulted in an exceptional year of achievement. Tonight, we proudly recognize her accomplishments. Unified Basketball 2025 State Runner-Up Team, Unified Bowling Participant. Jada is an outstanding student athlete whose leadership, perseverance, and character have made a lasting impact on her school, community, and unified sports program. For the past 3 years, Jada has been a dedicated participant in unified basketball, serving as both a leader and role model for her teammates. She played an integral role of 2025 student runner-up team, demonstrating not only athletic skill, but also exceptional teamwork and sportsmanship. As one of 2 female athletes participating in the unified basketball at Cypress Lake High School, Jada has helped pave the way for greater inclusion and representation with her program, and her commitment, determination, and leadership continues to inspire her peers and strengthen the culture of unified sports. The School Board of Lee County and the Superintendent proudly congratulate Cody and Jada, along with their coaches, for their commitment, perseverance, and hard work. Their achievements reflect the very best of unified sports and serve as an inspiration throughout the district. We are so proud of you. Thank you. Jada.
The next item on the agenda is public comment. Attorney Dodig, please address the item of public comment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. School board policy provides the opportunity at this point in the meeting to address the board concerning any matter on this meeting's agenda or any other matter relevant to the operation of the school district. Please complete a public comment card and place it in the provided basket. If you need a public comment card, our staff can provide one. The rules concerning public comment are posted in the back and will be made from the podium in the front center aisle. Please be advised that the board will not respond during public comment to remarks made by speakers. The purpose of public comment is to provide feedback on district issues such as duties, responsibilities, decisions, and the general operation of the district. The school board is viewpoint neutral during public comment. We ask that decorum be maintained and respect be shown, as is expected when a government agency conducts official business. Therefore, abusive language, defined as swearing, use of profanity, or name-calling, is prohibited. In addition, clapping, hissing, booing, or a display of temper during public comment is prohibited. Speakers who fail to follow proper decorum in the chambers will be ruled out of order by the board chair or the board attorney, and any speaker continuing with such remarks will be required to relinquish the microphone per School Board Policy 0169.1 and may be removed from the chambers by the Sergeant at Arms. Per School Board Policy 0169.1, the time per speaker is 3 minutes if there are 1 to 20, 2 minutes if there are 21 to 30 speakers, and 1 minute if there are 31 or more. The maximum time allotted for public comment is 1 hour, 60 speakers. You will find a countdown on the big screens in the front of the room when you are speaking. Once your time has elapsed, the microphone will automatically shut off. Please state your name when you approach the microphone. I will call your names, 5 speakers at a time. Please follow the staff's directions when lining up in the back of the room. Mr. Chair, there are 18 speakers who wish to address the board this evening, which means 3 minutes per speaker.
Thank you. Please ensure you have completed a public comment card to provide the public comment. The card is a public record that identifies those who speak and provides contact information for the staff to follow up. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the board but did not fill out a comment card? We have one out in the audience there.
Can you come up and fill out a card? Thanks.
Thank you.
That makes 19, sir.
Okay. Attorney Dodig, would you please proceed with the public comment?
Sure. Would the following individuals please line up? Lou Navarra at the podium, Kathleen Wynn, Deanna Coronado, Stacy Hodgson, and Tiffany Sherry in the back of the room.
Good evening. Well, turn the volume up. Good evening, Superintendent, Board, Lou Navarro, retired teacher and advocate. I'd like to thank Board Attorney Dodik and Executive Secretary Ms. Schaefer for taking care of my ADA accommodation. When it comes to federal law, City of Cape Coral is learning the hard way as well as the County Commission will. I don't like seeing teachers crying and begging for their jobs. First, you had a teacher shortage. Now you have a teacher overage. If you didn't have teachers, all you board members and district administrators would be out of your lucrative jobs. Board members, you make as much as a starting teacher. Let's start with the budget. Now, I got this in the mail about a month ago, and it's not printed. It's printed at school board expense. You're asking students to come to Lee County? Waste of money. Then you got to fire teachers. Exhibit 1. Next, I'm going to show you how to get some cash real quickly here. First of all, let's sell a lot of the property the district owns. This is public record from a few years ago. Public record from a few years ago. Sell it. Owner says sell. You got money. Next, use the contingency fund. It's at $29 million. Use some of the $488 million you appropriated for reserves, which includes the contingency fund. You have capital outlay from the state. You could transfer it, and it won't hurt because you've got the 1.5% millage for capital outlay from the whatever, Joe Biden help me, I lost my train of thought, from, the 0.5 cent sales tax. All right. So I'm really disappointed, but return to an appointed superintendent. Elected superintendent has limited experience, whereas an appointed superintendent, such as Dr. Bernier, could be selected and based on his expertise. I really see some mismanagement here, not to mention politics. I've asked the board to sponsor a ballot initiative, but you all have refused, if you even call me back anymore. It can be done. You do not want to take the initiative. You just want to blame Spencer Roach, retired, the former legislator. On a sad note, I had to put down Jasper, my service dog, who helped me with my anxiety neurosis and my Vietnam veteran PSTD disability. He was a great dog.
Thank you, sir.
I lost my true friend.
Thank you, Mr.
Only
Navarro.
true friend in Lee County.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Kathleen Wynn.
Don't forget to find all that money, Superintendent. I helped you.
Hello, I'm Kathleen Wynn, and I'm a certified K-12 health teacher with 8 years of experience as a prevention specialist, the last 7 of those years here at the district. Inconceivably, this time last year, the only 2 prevention specialist positions in our entire district were eliminated under the guise of right-sizing. According to what I was told by TAUC, the district said these were grant positions. That is not the case. I'm revisiting this topic to remind the board how the loss of those positions may impact our students, as well as the message that it sends to the public. Just last month, the FDA made decisions that will allow more flavored e-cigarettes and nicotine pouches to be sold in the U.S., including fruit flavors, which are very popular with kids. They also issued guidance that will let certain flavored e-cigarettes and nicotine pouches stay in stores pending scientific review. This big change in the FDA's approach to flavored tobacco products is one that could have disastrous effects on young people. The CEO of the American Lung Association condemned this decision, stating, after years of recognizing the dangers flavored e-cigarettes pose to youth, it's deeply troubling to see FDA ignore the scientific evidence and reverse course. This leads me to ask, how is the district using the $2.2 million it's been receiving in Juul settlement funds? As policies meant to keep nicotine vapes and pouches out of student hands are being eliminated, our work is becoming even more urgent. We need to shift the focus from catching students with vapes to giving them the tools to never start through prevention education, and if they do vape, how to quit through cessation support. Open gate metal detectors at school entrances and vape detectors in the bathrooms are not the solution. In a May 2024 Wink News story, when we first received our first payment from Juul, a district administrator said there were plans to implement educational programs on the effects of substance abuse and to provide resources for students battling addiction, and that we're very excited about some of the opportunities we have. So where is the money going? Florida Statute 1003.42 mandates that all students in grades K through 12 are taught every year about the dangers of youth substance use, which includes nicotine. Without the support of prevention specialists, are all of our schools in compliance with this requirement? The public deserves to know, especially in the elementary schools where prevention is the most important and the responsibility falls on the individual teachers. It is not too late for the district to change course, right the wrong that was made, and bring back the district's experts in prevention for school year 26-27. Thank you.
Thank you. Dina Coronado.
Good evening. My name is Deanna Coronado. We know what's done is done. we are here to talk about is why. Why is this how a school board treats one of the best leaders it employs? People do not choose to leave Okemuk looking for a better leader because they know that is unlikely to exist. This man, David Howdyshell, pours his heart and soul into our school day after day. David Howdyshell leads by example, modeling the patience that all adults need when communicating with adolescents. He is the reason we show up every day and give 100%. He is the reason teachers not only pour into their students, collaborate, plan, examine, reteach, and comply with tasks that do nothing but comply because we know it reflects on him. We know he does not want to add another thing to our plate, but we know it reflects on how well he does his job, and we want to give him our best because that's exactly what he gives us every single day. He is the principal that is outside in 100-degree weather every single day at parent pickup. He is the guy soaked to his knees pushing a broom in the courtyard to help the water dissipate so that our theater kids can showcase their acting skills and everyone can get into the gym. He is the principal who is in the halls every single day, high-fiving, asking kids about their art project, listening to their poem, complimenting their run at the track meet from the night before, because he was there to see it at 9 p.m. Even though his days start at 5 a.m., when he wakes up to get an email out and begin all of his other work, managing and communication with 60 staff members, 1,200 students, and 2,400 parents. His door is always open for the big things and the small things, and he will always follow up. He is not the type of person you need to remind of anything. He remembers everything because everyone matters to him. I made the mistake of voting for some of you once. I won't do it again.
No clapping.
No clapping, please.
No clapping, please. Stacy Hodgson and will Cadence Hill, Pat Hammermeister, Jamie Hill, Joanne Zavy, and Brooke Haas please line up.
Hello, my name is Stacy Hodson. I've been a teacher at Okemuk Middle School for 4 years, going on 5. I'm a career changer with previous skills working in healthcare, law enforcement, and the state of Florida. My principal, Mr. Howdyshell, has demonstrated dedication not only to the student we teach and care for, he also inspires all of us to strive for excellence for our students and each other. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I actually didn't think I would have 3 minutes because I would have kept it not short and sweet. In my years of other professions, remember I've worked in other areas other than teaching. I've never had a leader like Mr. Howdyshell, with staff that not only want to work with him and for him, he inspires us, me, want to do more. I have also seen his professionalism and above and beyond think outside the box thinking with the students and their families. Having a leader that others want to work for and inspire and emulate is a very rare thing. I believe that Mr. Howdyshell has been dishonored. I think he should be back at our school. He's a wonderful leader. He connects with families, students, staff in the way I've never seen before in teaching and in law enforcement, healthcare, and working with the state of Florida. Since I do have the time, everyone quietly that's in support of Mr. Howdyshell and Okemuk, please stand up.
Ma'am, it's not allowed. Please address the board.
Sorry,
Please address the board.
I didn't realize. There are many people here supporting Mr. Howdyshell. I believe this board has made a mistake in transferring Mr. Howdyshell to a different location. He's an inspiration to all of us at our school, and I hope you take my words into consideration. It's okay to make a mistake. All organizations make a mistake, people make mistakes, school boards make mistakes, and I believe this is one. Thank you.
Thank you. Tiffany Sherry.
I am Tiffany Sherry. I have taught in Lee County classrooms for 19 years, and 16 of those years have been at Okemuk. I have served under lots and lots of principals, and I've actually been encouraged and asked to share with you a very specific story, even though I know that no one here questions David Howdy-Shell's integrity, nobody questions his character, nobody questions his dedication and his diligence. Nobody questions that. And if this were simply a matter of his skills and expertise were needed elsewhere, and that's why we had to lose him, we'd be cheering for him. We wouldn't be here in what feels like defense of him. How could he have been demoted? So a story that I feel obligated to share to those who don't know, although some of you did receive letters from family members of mine, during Hurricane Helene, I was trapped in my house. And I reached out on Facebook and said, does anybody have a lifted truck? The water in my house was up to my hips. My appliances were floating around. I was terrified for my life. And I had friends offer, if you can get to 41, I'll meet you there. He said, what's your address? I'll be there in 30 minutes. He waded through hurricane waters a mile from US 41 to my house. And when I'm on the phone with him asking, what are you doing? Because I'm terrified to do what he's doing. He says, I just thought you needed to see a friend. He knew that I needed the bravery that he had. I cannot express to you what that means in terms of leadership and what that means in terms of inspiration. And what was amazing to me was that, as astounding as this story was, everyone who knew him wasn't surprised. We are here not only in support of him, but the way that he has been treated in no way reflects his character, his integrity. To be demoted from principal to assistant principal feels like a dishonor. It is inappropriate. It is unjust to do this to someone who has gone so far above and beyond. When we think about what we want our students to see, he is the very measure of everything we want modeled for our students. What are we telling our students in this action? For what is he being punished?
Thank you, ma'am. Cadence Hill.
My name is Cadence Hill. I am a former student of Okamic Middle School. I attended my entire middle school career. Mr. Howdy-Shell was the principal all 3 years I went. I don't know Okamic without him, and our students and our teachers love him. It was never a dull day with Mr. Howdy-Shell as our principal. Out of all of the principals I have met, he stands out. Our school's motto is RISE, respect, integrity, service, and excellence. Mr. Howdy-Shell was our perfect role model. Our staff and students would not be the same without him. I don't think that this was I clearly am not as evolved or as of your stature, but I think that this was a part of my speech, but dumb decision. If you have any way to undo it, I know you probably won't, but for our school, for Okamic's sake, please reconsider. As you clearly didn't take into account the students in demoting Mr. Howdy-Shell to an assistant principal. Thank you for your time.
Pat Hammermeister.
I'm a resident of East Lee County. My children went to school here. I was a teacher's assistant for quite a few years. I'm retired now. But I need to tell you that Mr. Howdy-Shell is a wonderful principal. And I live out east, and I have seen a lot of good people who were principals, assistant principals, teachers, leave East Lee County, and I feel like East Lee County is getting a bad deal of stuff because everybody leaves for one reason or another. And this is my home. My children went to school here, and my grandson is living with me now, and he is going to go to school at Oak Hammock Middle School. And I can't imagine him having to go to a school with a new principal. I think that Mr. Howdyshell would understand my grandson because he has always been close to all of the students where he works. I know this because I worked at that school, Oak Hammock Middle School, also. I am asking you to please leave him alone. Leave him as principal at Oak Hammock Middle School. I don't know what you have based your decision on, whether it's money or whether it's something incomprehensible. I don't know. But I'm telling you that you are making a big mistake. Out east here, it seems like wonderful people come to work, they stay a year or 2 years, and then they get transferred somewhere else. That's not fair. And I am very disappointed that Mr. Howdyshell will not be our principal at Oak Hammock Middle School again this year. That's all I have to say. I just wonder if any of you, as I look at you, understand as a grandparent what I am feeling, because my grandson is going to be going there. And I was thrilled to know so many people were going to be having his back.
Time's up, ma'am. Jamie Hill.
Good evening, Dr. Carlin and board members. My name is Jamie Hill. I've taught in the school district of Lee County for 26 years for many different principals, and none have compared to David Howdyshell when it comes to support, understanding, and hard work. The moment I set foot on campus at Oak Hammock, I knew it was the right place for me, and I attribute that to Howdy. He is the hardest worker on our campus and shows how much he cares about the students and staff every single day. I'm also a parent, as you saw. My daughter, Cadence, was a student at Oak Hammock for 3 years. I knew that when I heard Howdy speak so highly and in such a sincere manner about his teachers and the staff at his open house, that I wanted her to attend that school. David Howdyshell is an example for our students and staff of what an exceptional principal should be, and it has been an honor to work with him. I'm disappointed and mystified by the decision to remove him. I'm even more confused by the district's decision to demote a man of that caliber and integrity. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Joanne Zavy, and would India Palencia, Jolene Yunker, Daniel Becker, Jennifer Burrows, and Todd Dusenberry please line up?
Hello, my name is Joanne Xavier. I am a teacher at Oak Hammock. I've been there this is going on my 11th year, but 10 years ago when I started, Mr. Howdyshell was a math teacher, and he returned as our principal. When I saw the email that Mr. Howdyshell wasn't coming back, I was saddened that I couldn't even read it. I took about 2 days, and then I read it to respond to him. Good evening. I wanted to say Mr. Howdyshell is a great leader. I have enjoyed working for him, and I was excited about where he wanted to take us in the fall. At the start of the 25-26 school year, he shared the vision with us on where we had to go as a school, and even the year prior. It was evident that he and the administrative team had a big bus to drive. I would tell Mr. Howdy-Shell in the hallway, "You're driving a big bus." The task was not light. He has been gracious in how he has handled situations we were not aware of. He listened to us at leadership meetings, and he executed things to help us along the way. Informative poster strategies in the restrooms. He sat at the table with us to develop a strategy on how we were going to target our students through intervention plans for all levels of students. He was the boots on the ground. He didn't just talk about it. He was teaching students during that period of intervention. Mr. Howdy-Shell made some difficult decisions, moving instructors out of our comfort or familiar zones to support students because it does matter that they succeed. Thank you for taking time with us. Teachers who needed support in the classroom, needed help in understanding data, and are still looking for creative ways to ensure we are okay. Mr. Howdy-Shell put human beings first. He leads by example. We love you. I love you. Remember, you're always an Okie. Mr. Howdy-Shell's drive, aspirations for us, what we are doing as a team, and what our students are able to do and achieve brings life to our motto. I rise, you rise, we rise. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Brooke Haas.
My name is Brooke Haas, and I'm addressing you as a parent of a recent OCAMIC graduate and a currently enrolled student to express my deep concern regarding the dismissal of Principal David Howdy-Shell from OCAMIC Middle School. Throughout his tenure at OCAMIC, Mr. Howdy-Shell has demonstrated the qualities that families hope to see in a school leader: integrity, accessibility, accountability, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to students. His leadership has played a significant role in creating the positive culture, strong sense of community, and supportive learning environment that has made OCAMIC a school that students, families, and staff are proud to be a part of. Mr. Howdy-Shell understood that effective leadership extends beyond managing daily operations. It requires building trust, fostering relationships, and creating an environment where students feel valued and supported. Communication was another hallmark of his leadership. Families were regularly informed about school events, important updates, student achievements, and opportunities for involvement. This transparency helped strengthen the partnership between home and school and ensured that parents remained connected and engaged in their children's educational experience. Mr. Howdy-Shell also cultivated a culture centered on respect, responsibility, and excellence. Under his leadership, OCAMIC maintained a strong sense of stability and purpose. Students, staff, and families knew what was expected and felt supported in working toward shared goals. The reaction from students, parents, and staff following this decision should not be overlooked. The widespread concern and disappointment expressed throughout the OCAMIC community reflect the trust, respect, and confidence that Mr. Howdy-Shell earned during his time as principal. Leaders who build meaningful relationships and inspire confidence within their school communities are not easily replaced. Families deserve transparency regarding decisions that have such a significant impact on their school community. I respectfully urge that the school board carefully consider the positive impact Mr. Howdy-Shell has on OCAMIC Middle School and the message this decision sends to the students, families, and staff. Exceptional leaders are rare, and Mr. Howdy-Shell has consistently demonstrated the qualities that educational leaders should embody. In conclusion, the decision for our second child to also attend OCAMIC Middle School was greatly impacted on the fact that Principal Howdy-Shell and faculty are exceptional. I hope the concerns being voiced by Oak Hammock community will be given thoughtful consideration and that this decision will be reconsidered. I give a resounding caw in support of Principal Howdy Shell.
Thank you. India Palencia.
India Palencia. You're hearing a lot from the community tonight about the decisions that you have made and how they're impacting our schools and our community. And those decisions are based off of a $92 million budget deficit. So I want to talk about that $92 million budget deficit because it's really confusing. We've been given a lot of explanations. It's the economy, declining enrollment, expiring COVID funds, vouchers, and the ever-elusive legacy spending. I have to admit, legacy spending is my favorite because nobody knows what that actually means. It's kind of like Bigfoot. People keep talking about it, but nobody's actually seen it. And that's really the problem. Every time the public asks questions, we get more explanations, but fewer answers. Not even the local news media can explain what's happening, and they all get different answers too. Coming to this podium has started to feel like screaming into the wind. We ask where the money went, we ask who made the decisions, we ask what went wrong, and somehow we're expected to be satisfied with vague phrases and PowerPoint slides. But here's the part that should concern everyone. It's not just the public that can't get answers anymore. We're watching elected board members struggle to get answers too. The people elected to oversee this district are being shut down when they ask questions at board workshops. They're being discouraged from asking questions by email. They're treated like asking questions is somehow the problem, but asking questions is literally their job. If board members can't get clear answers, exactly how are we supposed to get them? And while everyone dances around the truth, real people are paying the price. Real people in this community. A deficit is a financial problem. A lack of transparency is a leadership problem. And leadership problems don't get solved by avoiding questions. They get solved by answering them. While we continue playing this game of hide and seek with the truth, real people are paying the price. The solution isn't complicated. Stop hiding behind buzzwords. Tell the truth of how we got here. Answer the questions and start fixing the problem before it gets even worse. Thank you.
Thank you. Jolene Yunker.
Good evening. My name is Jolene Yunker. I'm a science teacher and garden sponsor at Oak Hammock Middle School. Mr. Howdyshell is one of the best principals I have ever met in my 18 years of teaching in 3 different counties. He's humble, he leads by example, he builds deep trust across our entire school community. We have been working relentlessly to grow a mature ecosystem, building staff capacity, student resilience. We are just seeing those first fruits of that labor. Yet you are ripping out those solid roots without reason. Let me be clear. A few numbers on a screen do not tell the whole story. David Howdyshell is more than a number. He is one of the people on our campus that knows every single student and everything about them. He is the one calm voice in every situation. He is one pair of ripped dress pants helping to retrieve a student who had eloped underneath a portable. He is one Saturday literally tilling the soil to make connections with our hard-to-reach students. He has countless hours that I've seen mopping the floor with just the mop head and his nice shoes, and picking up every piece of trash he sees. He is the one leader that we, the staff, and our students, and I do mean some hard-to-reach students that I have that love him and respect him, want to continue working with. He is one man who deserves to stay and see the fruits of the harvest he has planted. Oak has changed so much since he's been there. He has brought this pivot to our school, this momentum that you might not see on paper, but it's there, and our kids feel it. They feel the expectations. I'm here tonight not putting my child to bed. This is not something that many of us have ever chosen to do before. So please, just think through the injustice that's been done here. He doesn't necessarily have to be at the Oak, but to deprive students of him being a principal, I don't know how you can do that.
Thank you. Daniel Becker.
Good evening. It's quite an honor to be here with 3 minutes. It's uncanny compared to the previous meetings I have attended. My name is Daniel Becker. I'm a resident of School District 2. Looking over the past year, you have fired teachers, disciplined students for executing their First Amendment rights, stopped immunization of students based on quack science, fired coaches for having adult consensual sex, not recognizing a $92.4 million deficit, firing teachers and staff to make up for the deficit, and meanwhile, the chair, the head of security officer, and another person went to Washington on taxpayer dollars when the school district already retains people to do that. Now, you all are moving and firing principals on a whim. How do you move forward? Well, try gaining some empathy. Stop dictating based on political ideology. And finally, get back to common sense respect for principals, students, teachers, staff, each other, and your bosses, the taxpayers. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Jennifer Burrows, Enwood Stenia Reed Hall, Julie Martinez, Jen McDaigle, Douglas Calcedo Goilizdo, and Axel Arias. Please line up. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Burrows, and I'm a dean and educator at Oak-Kammack Middle School. I started there in 2012 under Clayton Simmons when David Howdyshell was a teacher. Within a few years, I had been appointed the academic coach and leadership and department head for the ELA department. David Howdyshell was a peer collaborative teacher at that time and kind of took me under his wing, showed me how to read data, showed me how to do small group interventions, showed me the stuff that you guys do not see that happens in schools. David Howdyshell this year alone spent the first semester and second semester doing small group interventions as a principal inside classes with these students. And he inspired teachers to give up their planning periods and asking for volunteers to do that on their own. We did it without pay. We did it because he is a true leader. That is who he is. He's the first one there in the morning. He is the last one there at night, even when it is not his late night. I know as a career changer that leadership happens and it changes. I don't have a problem with that. We wouldn't be here tonight without that reasoning. However, I voted for a lot of you that are sitting here. You are all elected officials at this time. And I know, Mr. Persons, that your response is you do not make those decisions for the faculty. I understand that. But you are here to approve them tonight. And your role as board is to hold the superintendent and the other executive directors accountable. So instead of just approving something based on what they're telling you, you should be doing your research, because the message that you are sending to the public is that you do not honor or care about hard-working individuals who do the work in these buildings day in and day out. I have not seen many of you in the building. I have seen you there, Dr. Carlin. but I have not seen you truly talking to the teachers about what is going on in those classrooms. You say you put students first. You say you want that outcome. Well, come and find out what we're doing. And instead of supporting a principal who is out there providing initiatives for student testing and celebrating him when it is against state guidelines and his whole school's test scores are at risk. Because last I checked with the state guidelines, you are not allowed to provide things to students if they do well on school tests. And jumping out of a plane if they did well, last I checked, was against state guidelines. And so instead of celebrating principals that break the state laws,
Your time's up, ma'am. Ma'am, your time's up. Thank you. Todd Dusenberry.
Hello, my name is Todd Dusenberry. I'm a teacher, coach at Cypress Lake High School. And earlier today in your workshop meeting, you were talking about how you had a visit out to DC and you got to meet groups and individuals and that it helped you get a seat at the table. That's kind of what I've been talking about with ESE and the clusters and the changes that you want to do. The teachers would like to have a seat at the table. And I know that you guys said at the board meeting, the workshop, that that's where you needed to be to get the things you needed. The next thing is staff's afraid to speak up in Lee County. I get text messages, I get emails, I get phone calls daily. Can you speak about this? Can you speak about that? Because I'm afraid to do it. I am not afraid to lose my job. I was looking for a job before I got this one. I love what I do. I'm going to continue to be here and speaking up for everyone. But it is a shame that as professionals, they're afraid to speak up for retaliation from administration or from the district. Unified sports. You got to see just a little glimpse of it. Unified sports has been going on for about 8 years now. We have had events around the district with very few people attending. Now, as it has gathered steam and we have become the biggest district in the state of Florida doing unified sports, everyone wants to jump on the bandwagon, and there's all kinds of different stories out there. I want to offer myself and 2 other teachers that have been involved with it from the beginning, which would be Michelle Smith from Lehigh and Garrett Copeland from Fort Myers. We would be willing to meet with anyone, anywhere, at any time. This is something we want to get out. We want everyone involved. We want it to go from elementary all the way to high school. So I would be more than willing, and they would be more than willing to do that. Talked with them earlier today. The next thing is the Special Olympics. After talking with many, many people, I've decided I will host it this year, even if it's going to be my last one. It has been a great ride. I hope I get to continue it. The date is going to be December 11th. I'm hoping that all of you can get out there to see exactly what's going on, and you can see it for yourself when 20 schools get together, and we have 2,000 people, and we have 250 people from local businesses and organizations, and another 150 alumni. The last thing I want to talk about was last night, we have 104 foreign teachers that still have contracts. We have several teachers that do not, that are citizens. That's not right. We are not in a shortage anymore. We're in an overabundance. The other 104 should be citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Stenia Reed Hall.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here in solidarity with everyone regarding Mr. Howdy-Shell. My son attended Oak Hammock Middle School for the past 2 years. He's heading to high school in August. I also served as the DAC rep for the school for the past school year. And I can attest to Mr. Howdy-Shell's commitment to the students and teachers and faculty at the school. He conducts monthly staff meetings even when attendance is low, every month. He informs the parent body weekly regarding communications via email Additionally, he works along with the other assistant principals and teachers to provide the valuable education and resources for the students. He works to meet and exceed the benchmarks to increase the school grades. Mr. Hardishell is an asset to the school and should retain his position as principal for the upcoming school year and beyond. He should not be removed involuntarily. Thank you.
Thank you. Julie Martinez.
Good evening. My name is Julie Martinez. I am here because I filed a teacher misconduct complaint involving a teacher at Fort Myers High School who is not a teacher of my son's, receiving reports that she had described my son to another teacher as a drug user and a bad kid, and later made comments to students suggesting that he would have a criminal record within 5 years and implying that he would one day roofie girls. As the matter was reviewed, additional information surfaced, including reports that the same teacher later described another student as giving school shooter vibes to another teacher in a classroom full of students. What began as a teacher misconduct complaint evolved into questions about the investigative process itself. Multiple witness statements corroborated the complaint, yet the findings stated there were no corroborating evidence. Records indicated that parents had been contacted when they had not. In addition, the teacher's own written explanation describing her opinions about my son, dating back to April of 2024, corroborated my son's original complaint. Her statement also included allegations about my son that were unsupported, yet they remained part of the investigative record. As a parent, I have spent the last 8 months attempting to understand how these conclusions were reached. I have followed every process available to me, including the school, the Office of Professional Standards, your Lighthouse reporting system, and the Office of the Inspector General. The OIG later referred the matter to your district leadership. Most recently, I was informed that the matter is considered closed. However, I still do not understand how corroborating information was evaluated, how key findings were reached, or what review, if any, occurred following the OIG referral. I am bringing these matters before the board today because they remain unresolved after months of following the district's complaint and review processes. This is no longer simply a question about one complaint. It is a question about whether parents can have confidence in the processes used to review complaints involving student welfare, teacher misconduct, and professional accountability. I am asking for transparency, accountability, your cooperation, meaningful responses regarding both the reported conduct and the review process that followed. Thank you very much.
Jen McDaigle.
Good evening. My name is Jen McDaigle. I'm a Lee County parent. It's nice to be here on a night when we get actually 3 minutes. That's pretty unusual. I want to address the suggestion made earlier today to add a second monthly meeting to ensure there's enough time for the public who elected you to share their concerns. It was suggested in the meeting earlier today that the vote not even be held until November after the next election. This county, as many are talking about here, has laid off nearly 500 teachers and staff like Mr. Howdyshell, who've spent their entire lives building relationships and caring for our children. Parents and teachers packed this room in May. Families of medically complex children spent months in anxiety-inducing uncertainty. And in addition to my 4-year-old who's starting kindergarten in the fall, I am the mother of a medically complex child who passed away in 2023. So I know the agony these families face every single day, and they do not need the extra stress of these decisions that are made without them. And meanwhile, this board wants to wait until November, nearly half a school year from now, before it even votes on whether to give the public more access to its elected representatives. The people in this community are not asking for a favor. They're asking to be heard. Teachers and staff who just lost their jobs deserved a seat at the table before those decisions were made, not a promise that maybe by November this board might decide to create one. Leadership is not convenient. It does not wait for a better calendar window. I'm asking this board to not wait to bring that vote forward. Do it now, this month, because this community you serve cannot afford to wait until November for you to decide whether they matter enough to hear from them. Thank you.
Thank you. Douglas Calcedo Goilizdo. I'm sorry if I apologize that wrong.
It's all right, you're trying your best.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. I would like to thank everyone for being present today. This issue regarding Mr. Howdyshell has a big impact on me and many others. Why do I care so much about a principal? Mr. David Howdyshell isn't just a principal. If you ask any teacher, staff member, or student, I guarantee you that you would hear nothing but positive remarks about him. He's extraordinary. If it was raining at parent pickup, he would put on a raincoat, have an umbrella, or simply go out into the pouring rain to make sure every student got into their cars safely. He woke up early on a Saturday to help beautify the school on March 7th, 2026. During Hurricane Helene, he helped a teacher on a tremendous scale, and he always has something nice to say with a friendly smile on his face. My mom says that Mr. Howdyshell is a fine example of common sense as well as of good human values. I am lucky to have been in Okamic Middle School with David Howdyshell in charge. He is a man that not only raised attendance, but also let us pie him in the face as PBIS celebrations. People like Mr. Howdyshell are needed in all parts of the planet, and I believe he is needed most in Okamic Middle School. He kept the behavior under control. He is a friend that Okamic Middle School relies on. He is fair when it comes to making decisions, and most of all, he is one of the few individuals that I know deserve respect from everyone. There are sons in our universe that give light and life in all aspects. The name of one of them is David Howdyshell. Thank you, wherever you are, for existing. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Axel Aries.
Good evening, board members. My name is Axel Arias. I'm brother of Yael Arias, a student at Buckingham Exceptional Student Center and vice president of Little Voices of Buckingham. So for those who may not know us, Little Voices of Buckingham is a parent-led advocacy foundation created by families to advocate for vulnerable students. We speak on behalf of medically fragile students at Buckingham Exceptional Student Center, and we also advocate for students with severe behavioral needs at Royal Palm. We don't discriminate. We advocate for all children. Tonight, I ask you to remember what inspired you to serve in education and in public service. Think back to the reason you chose to sit in those seats. Think about being the person who puts children's needs first. Our families continue to live with uncertainty surrounding the proposed co-location of Buckingham and Royal Palm. While we've been told that the move has been paused, parents still don't have a written confirmation that Buckingham students will remain in their current school for the entire 2026 to 2027 school year. That written assurance matters. Our children depend on consistency. They depend on routine. They depend on familiar staff, familiar hallways, classrooms, specialized supports that help them navigate each day. For medically fragile students, stability is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Buckingham Exceptional Student Center was specifically designed for these students. It served them successfully for decades. It was built to meet their unique needs, so many parents continue to ask the same question: why remove medically fragile students from a building that was created specifically for them? We're also concerned about the removal of capacity information from the district website. Families were repeatedly told that capacity numbers were a major factor in the discussion surrounding the proposed move, yet information that was once publicly available is no longer available in the same way. Instead of creating clarity, this creates confusion and distrust. Families deserve transparency when decisions affecting their children are being discussed. We are also aware that the district has retained legal counsel regarding this matter. From a parent's perspective, that's concerning. When families continue asking questions and seeking answers, but attorneys become involved before concerns are fully addressed, it can create the appearance that resources are being spent defending a decision rather than engaging the community. We would much rather see collaboration than conflict. We also remain concerned about staffing reductions and uncertainty surrounding future plans. Whether intentional or not, these actions create fear among families and staff and leave many wondering whether decisions have already been made behind closed doors. We've also heard concerns that not every student may transfer if a move occurs. Our students should never be treated as numbers or used to solve a capacity issue. Their future should not depend on whether families decide to leave or feel forced to have services elsewhere. Nothing about us without us.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chair, that is the end of public comment. Just for the record, there were 20 speakers.
Exactly.
Thank you, and thank you to the audience for their comments. Next is the approval of action items in the agenda under consent. The documentation of action items listed under consent is made available to board members 7 business days prior to the board meeting. We are expected to review all the material, and we have an opportunity to speak with the superintendent regarding any items we may have questions about prior to the meeting. Members, are there any agenda items you wish to pull for discussion? Mr. Fisher.
I have no said items, Chair.
Mrs. Giovanelli.
I have none, thank you.
Mr. Ribble.
I have none.
Ms. Jordan.
I am actually going to pull, and I know that this is something that we're supposed to tell you in advance, but just based on M1, approval of personnel recommendation, I just want clarity on how that takes place.
Okay. Ms. Langford Fleming.
I have none.
Ms. Shaviano.
I have none.
And I have none. Is there a motion to approve the agenda's consent action items with the exception of the pulled item M1?
I move to approve.
Ms. Langford Fleming, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Fisher? Please record your vote. Motion passes 7-0. Superintendent Carlin. Whoops, sorry.
Go to the pulled item.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have one pulled item to address, M1. Is there a motion to approve Dr. Collins' recommendation for M1? Mr. Fisher?
Motion to approve item M1, Chair.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, and second by Ms. Jordan. Is moved by Mr. Fisher, second by Ms. Jordan. Is there any discussion? Ms. Jordan?
Thank you. The reason I pulled this was because of the fact I do believe that we have so many people here speaking on this matter, and I believe that they need to understand how these decisions are made, and it is not the board who decides where staff, administrators, or anybody will be going, and that per the statute, what that looks like when the superintendent makes these decisions, it is upon us to approve them unless there is something so out of whack that we cannot do that. So if I could have someone share that, that'd be great.
Mr. Dodig, would you like to expound on, first off, our duties and the fact that this is sort of a personnel matter that we don't normally discuss
So under Florida law, the school board approves job descriptions and approves the positions to be hired. They do not approve individual recommendations in the sense that they can only object if there is just cause to either hiring or transferring, or in this case, transferring someone. So the superintendent makes the recommendation, the board approves that absent just cause, which is a significant showing under the law. And I believe that's what the board member is asking me to explain.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion, or Ms. Giovanelli?
Thank you, Ms. Jordan, for bringing that forward. You know, I think it is important for the community to understand that we approve the superintendent's recommendations. We can ask questions, but we do not determine who goes where and, you know, who's on first and who's on second. We have to trust the process at some point. She is privy to much more information, honestly, regarding the schools, regarding the teachers, qualifications. She has the information. We do not have qualifications. All we know is that they're a principal somewhere or they're a teacher somewhere. We really don't have individual qualifications. So we just have to trust the process. I'm confident that some of the staff changes will only be an asset into the new school that they get reassigned to. I am confident in that, and I will be following up to make sure that they have the support system to be successful. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Ms. Langford Fleming?
I'll just kind of add to what Ms. Giovanelli said. Dr. Carlin was elected by our county because they trusted you. I trust you as a board member to make those decisions, and there is information that we are not privy to, and I think that's important for the county to have. I will say that as a former educator of 20 years, I've gone through multiple administrative changes. I do believe that the person that is going to be replacing is an amazing principal, and I don't want to fall short of that either. And I guess in my public comment, I'll have more to say regarding Mr. Howdyshell. But I just think it's important that the public knows, since you pulled the item, Ms. Jordan, that while, yes, it may not be in our purview, we as a board and the community has decided that our superintendent and her staff are going to make the best decision for our students, and that's all I have to say right now.
Is there any other discussion? Ms. Jordan?
Thank you, Ms. Langford Fleming. And the only reason I pulled this is because I do believe that they should have the reason. Because when we just sit up here and we make decisions, it gets confusing, because they're like, what the heck are they doing? So to me, I believe that we owe them, the people who come here to speak, and not saying that the person who would be there is definitely a wonderful person, but it's just, I believe that you still need to understand how this all takes place. And thank you all for indulging me in this. Thank you.
All right. I would just like to say this is not uncommon in government. I mean, we have in the county commissioners, they approve the budget for the sheriff. The sheriff makes all his staff decisions. They do not tell the sheriff who he can promote or not promote or move or transfer. They have no say in that. They can do something with the budget or something. I mean, it's just very common. And all throughout government, this is common, different duties for different boards. So anyway, Ms. Langford Fleming.
I'm sorry, I just have one question through the chair to the superintendent. When when your staff, when you all make these decisions, are you looking at the whole gambit, and do we have all of the end of year statistics, testing scores, et cetera? Would you mind touching on that just a little bit to clarify with the public?
Absolutely. So I want to be abundantly clear. I do not want to get into personnel issues at this
That's right.
table. I do not think
That's
it would be
right.
appropriate. I would never put anybody in that situation. So I want to just kind of have that disclaimer because I don't think best practices
That's right.
exist in that regard. However, when myself and our administrative staff make decisions, we do it with the best intentions of children in mind. And it is a complete picture that is utilized using student achievement data. I think we even quoted our board policy today that you all have in your board policies. It basically says the superintendent makes the decision that is in the best interest of student achievement as the primary decision for who goes where as an administrator. And then beyond that, other decisions that are made that I'm not going to get into at this time. Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you.
All right, I believe we're ready for a vote now. This will be a roll call. M1. Mr. Fisher?
Aye.
Ms. Giovanelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ribble? Aye. Ms. Jordan?
Aye.
Ms. Langford Fleming?
Aye.
Shaviano?
Aye.
And I. Please introduce any administrators in attendance who have new assignments approved under consent agenda.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So present this evening are the following administrators who have been reassigned or promoted. So we'd like to start with Jill Gergel, who is now the assistant principal at Cape Elementary. Dr. Thomas Millens, principal, Sanibel School. Richard Legister, Director, Core Curriculum, Instruction and Assessment. Dr. Nikita Watson, Principal, Eastleigh County High School. Trayvon Davis, Assistant Principal, Eastleigh County High School. Daniel Pinkerton, Principal, Gateway High School. And Justin Budmeyer, the Director, Arts, Athletics, Activities, and Administration. Congratulations to all of you who are newly assigned in your roles. We're very excited. We know that you are going to provide extraordinary leadership, and we look forward to seeing your leadership in action in your new site. So thank you very much for stepping up and for leading our students and our schools. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is the Lee County School Board Leasing Corporation meeting. We will now take a recess from the regular school board action meeting to attend to this matter.
And they can go to dinner.
Yes, and we'll allow. So if all the people that received appointments, if they would like to leave so they can get to work early, even though it's summer. right, now we'll take a recess from the regular school board action meeting to attend to this matter. The time is 7:26 p.m. As president of the Lee County School Board Leasing Corporation, I would like to call this meeting of the Lee County School Board Leasing Corporation of June 9th, 2026 to order. The time is 7:27 p.m. This evening's agenda includes public comment, 2 secretary recommendations, good of the order, other business, and adjournment. Directors, the president will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
I move to adopt the agenda.
Langford Fleming?
I'll second.
Mr. Ribble will second. Okay, the motion has been made to adopt the agenda by Ms. Fleming, Langford Fleming, excuse me, and by Mr. Ribble. This will be a roll call vote. All those in favor say aye or yes. Mr. Fisher?
Aye.
Ms. Giovanelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ribble?
Aye.
Ms. Jordan?
Aye.
Ms. Langford Fleming?
Aye.
Ms. Shaviano?
Aye.
And I am an aye. Motion carries 7-0. Attorney Dodig, would you please address the matter of public comment?
Yes, sir. At this time, members of the public have an opportunity to comment on the items outlined on the agenda for the leasing corporation. Mr. President, I do not know, I'm sorry, let me see. There are no individuals signed up to comment.
All right. We'll now move to the Secretary's recommendations. Dr. Carlin, please state your first recommendation.
Thank you, sir. Approval of the December 1st, 2025 Lee County School Board Leasing Corporation meeting minutes.
Thank you. Directors, you have heard the Secretary's recommendation to approve the December 1st, 2025 Lee County School Board Leasing Corporation meeting minutes. I will now entertain a motion. Mr. Fisher?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Second.
Ms. Jordan? Secretary's recommendation has been moved by Mr. Fisher and seconded by Ms. Jordan. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, this will be a roll call vote. All those in favor? Mr. Fisher?
Aye.
Ms. Giovanelli?
Aye.
Mr. Ribble?
Aye.
Ms. Jordan?
Aye.
Ms. Langford Fleming?
Aye.
Shaviano?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Motion carries 7-0. Dr. Carlin, would you please state your second recommendation?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Approval of the resolution authorizing the issuance of refunding certificates of participation, Series 2026A, to finance the defeasance and current refunding of all or a portion of the outstanding certificates of participation, Series 2016A, maturing on or after August 1st, 2027, thereby refinancing a portion of the cost of Bonita Springs High School, the Series 2016A facility, and authorizing execution of related documents in connection with the issuance of the Series 2026A certificates.
Directors, you've heard the Secretary's recommendation to approve the resolution authorizing A, the issuance of refunding certificates of participation, Series 2026A, in an aggregate amount not to exceed $55 million for the purpose of refinancing the cost of Bonita Springs High School, the Series 2016A facility. B, the sale of Series 2016A certificates in a negotiated public sale, the execution, and C, the execution and delivery of an amended and restated schedule of the 2016 AQ to the master lease. And D, the execution and delivery of continuing disclosure undertaking. E, the execution and delivery of an escrow deposit agreement. F, the acceptance of a commitment for the issuance of a municipal bond insurance policy, if appropriate, and G, the execution of related documents in connection with the issuance of refunding Series 2026A certificates. I will now entertain a motion. Mr. Fisher,
Motion to approve.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Mrs. Giovanelli. The adoption of the Secretary's recommendation has been moved by Mr. Fisher and seconded by Mrs. Giovanelli. Is there any discussion? Mr. Fisher?
Just for record, and Madam Superintendent or somebody else, if they correct me, I believe we're expected to save around $3.8 million with this refinance.
Looks like it, that is
Yep.
correct.
I
From
got
the
a
expert back there.
thumbs up from the
Mrs.
CFO
Fox.
back
So
there.
yes, yes,
wanted to
sir.
put that in the record.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you for putting that in there. Is there any other discussion? This will be a roll call vote. Please signify by saying aye or yes, and opposed by saying nay or no. Mr. Fisher?
Aye.
Ms. Giovanelli?
Aye.
Mr. Ribble?
Aye.
Ms. Jordan?
Aye.
Ms. Langford Fleming?
Aye.
Mrs. Shaviano?
Aye.
And for $3.8 million, I'm an aye. Motion carries 7-0. We'll now move to the good of the order, other business. Please note that comments may only be made in your capacity as directors or officers of the corporations. Are there any comments? Mrs. Giovanelli? Mr. Ribble?
Oh, you do talk the evening comments?
No, this is only for the leasing
Only for
corporation.
this. Okay. I have none. Ms. Langford Fleming?
I have none.
Ms. Shaviano?
I have none.
Mr. Fisher, you're not even on here. None?
No, sir.
Thank you. Dr. Carlin?
I have none. Thank you, sir.
All right. At this point, having no other business and seeing no objection, this meeting of the Lee County School Board Leasing Corporation is now adjourned. The time is 7:33 p.m. I will now reconvene the regular school board action meeting of the June 9th, 2026 meeting. The time is 7:33 p.m. Now for the good of the order for the members here. We'll start with Mrs. Shaviano for a change.
All right. So I wanted to say thank you to the two students who came to speak for public comment. It's greatly appreciated. Wanted to highlight, obviously, end of year and attending their graduations these past few weeks. Obviously, it's great to see our students, some athletes that I know, students I know, walk across that stage. I know it's a big moment for our families. Looking forward to the summer and hopefully everyone kind of recouping and resting and all of the things. But again, I think for, the public that comes out and has, I think what I've taken away a lot is that sometimes our workshops maybe aren't tuned in as much as our action meetings. And our workshops is where a lot of the meat and potatoes happens, where these topics come up. And we hash that out here on the dais. Our action meeting is where we're just casting the vote on what we've discussed prior. So I think it's important to highlight, because I hear rubber stamped, no one's listening, all of these pieces, and I don't think I can stress enough. There's a lot of conversation that happens on this dais and that happens behind these walls during our one-on-ones, multiple one-on-ones, department one-on-ones, all of the pieces once these items arrive on our action meeting agenda. So I would just maybe stress, and I always say it because I've had conversations on the phone over the last couple of months, and I always say, like, did you watch the workshop because we discussed this piece, or did you catch the workshop because we actually dissected this further, because there's a lot of information. That's where all the information is presented, is the workshop. So I think I just kind of want to maybe stress and take away that. This meeting isn't the only meeting where we have these discussions on these items that come up. So I've always said, again, my door is always open. I haven't turned on a meeting yet. I welcome a meeting. Our phones are out there. Please schedule the time. I have them here and off-site. We do listen and we do partake. So just kind of keep that in mind, that once it hits this meeting at 6 o'clock, it's been discussed at prior workshops, the morning of and prior. So just kind of something to keep in mind. as far as how this process works. And then I think also too, maybe I'll just quote Mr. Ribble on like these awesome pictures that he's been handing out all day today. You know, there's a lane that we stay in as part of our legislative and our executive body. And as was discussed earlier, we do not make the decision for personnel. We do not say where they're going. We have no say in that piece of it, right? That is the function and the role of the superintendent. That was what she's been trusted to do. That is her job. I cannot say that I understand all of the things and all of the knowledge that she's had in her 30 plus years in this district. And again, she was elected to do just what she is doing. And the only recourse and piece, like Ms. Jordan has said and Ms. Giovanelli has said, is that we can hold up or make a question if there's someone that's brought up that does not meet the qualifications. That's it. If they meet the qualifications for that role, unless there's another reason, we're not within our guidelines to hold that up. So just, again, a takeaway is these things happen, and I think coming in here and participating, understand that there's a lot of conversations before we get here. And I welcome the conversations, and I welcome the opportunity to have further discussions with the public and anyone else for anything that comes up on this dais or in the public, because we're out there. So again, we're here. Obviously, we're here to serve you. I have our families that I keep in constant connection with on things that pop up. So please, the door is open. The phone is always on. Our emails are always open. Please have that conversation just to have a better understanding of this full process, because it is not an easy process, but there's a lot that goes into it. So just excited again for this upcoming school year and for the summer. I know there's a lot of changes taking place. Changes are not always fun and exciting. Change is hard. So again, I always say give grace. There's a bigger picture that comes into play for that. And at the end of the day, when those things do or don't turn out, that falls on the superintendent, and that's that responsibility. And she has to answer for that. And that's our part of our job as well. So again, thank you for everyone that continues to come out and continues to reach out and have those conversations. We do hear you, we do listen. There's a lot of follow-up behind it. And just thank you to our teachers and our staff and our administration, our district office for all the work that you guys do day in and day out. I see the late night messages and late night emails, and over the weekends, there's a lot that happens in this district. We are the second largest employer in Lee County. And I don't know if I can stress that enough. The second largest employer in Lee County. So just thank you for everything that you guys do. Thank you to our families. I hope you enjoy the summer with your kids, and look forward to a better new school year. Thank you.
Ms. Langford Fleming.
Thank you. Sorry, you're going to have to bear with me a little bit because I yielded my time to this evening. Thank you, Dr. Shaker. I've heard amazing things about the Summer Summit. So much shout out. Oh my gosh. I would love to see that happen again middle of the year, just to excite teachers again. So I don't know if there's leftover money in the grant that paid for this, but hey, let's go for it, because I heard some amazing things. Teachers, usually when teachers leave their school year, speaking of a 20-year veteran, you know, you're a little bit ready for like catch my breath, but that is not what I heard at all. They were excited. They're going to go out and be incredibly involved in the fall, as they always are, but maybe with a little bit of oomph. So thank you for that, and thank you for our personal connections that we have inside this community that was willing to work with us on being able to give them that great experience. Let's talk about, really quick, our vetting process, which is what I have gotten a couple of questions about because of some latest stories. I know that our superintendent and staff are vetting our employees, making sure that the right people in the right places. But you have to also remember that she has only been here for 2 years, and we need to just make sure that we're doing our vetting process and our interview process with fidelity. So I would charge our school district to make sure that we're continuing to raise the bar on that, because not only do we want a certified teacher in every classroom, we want an incredible classroom teacher in every classroom. And Lee County should be a place where people strive to want to work in. And raising that bar and meeting that bar, I don't think is a bad thing necessarily. Today, somebody mentioned, maybe it was Ms. Giovanelli, about extra workshops. I like the idea of having extra workshops when we're heavy loaded, because I feel like at the end of the workshop, when we have 13 items on something, and it's not always just in May, that we can't give the opportunity to that part of cabinet that is presenting to us the amount of time, because we're inside of a 5-hour window at that point. So maybe that is something that we come back to the table. And I know there was a constituent talking about waiting until November. That's just out of pure courtesy of possibly a new board, because our calendar's already set. And August will be here before we know it, and we can have those conversations again. I enjoy public comment. I think that it's where we all learn so much. It's the reason why so many, well, all of us, I think, on the dais come to go out to schools, because that's sort of public comment for us. We get to really hear from constituents that work inside of our district. What else? I went to this amazing event, and I want to shout it out because I think it would be something that all of our schools could learn from. It was called the GRIT Conference that Estero High School held. And then before that, they held a FIERCE conference. So they held a FIERCE for women leadership, and then they held a GRIT for gentlemen leadership. And what a great concept at Estero High School. It was really over the top. They connected with so many people in our community, and I was so thrilled that they asked me to come and speak. But I think it's something that we could use in all of our high schools, so I just wanted to kind of shout that out a little bit. If you could see my notes right now, you wouldn't understand any of what I was writing. Because I loved the big bus comment tonight. And thank you to Cadence and Douglas that came and spoke. Students have so much weight in our decision making. You bring so much to the table, and I hope that students don't ever forget that. Thank you to Special Olympics. That was probably one of the best recognitions. I was so honored to be able to give that recognition tonight to Cody and Jada, and I want to thank the teachers and the coaches that are behind that program. Transparency and budget, I know I heard that at some point this evening. I cannot tell you how much I think that Sarah Cox really brought it to the table today, and to her team, thank you so much for that, because that was sheer budget transparency. Gosh, I'm all over the place here. Okay, we had an amazing principal that was spoken about this evening. I'm not going to talk much more about that because it's not in my lane as a board member, but I just want to say thank you for what you have given, and I have no doubt that big things are going to happen for this person within our district in the future. We had a person talk about prevention. That is really close to my heart because I have young teens myself, and I know some of us may not have young teens, but we have maybe grandchildren, and that is such a challenge every single day being thrown at them. And so I would like to have more conversation about prevention specialists, you know, in our one-on-ones, and how we can bring that somehow back in the district, or what that actually looks like, Dr. Carlin. I know that that's close to you as well. Sports, because you know I'm not going to leave this meeting without talking about that. Families, make sure that you get your sports forms done, please, over the summer. Every student that is coming new to the district, playing in high school, and that means our ninth graders, you need to go get your EKG. Mr. LaRosa has done a great job at getting that information out. And I know there are multiple ways to be able to get that, but make sure you connect your primary care or the school that your student is attending to make sure that your child is getting their EKG. They cannot participate in sports without it. Let's talk really quick, about paying coaches. We're talking about budget. I know that's going to be coming up. I'm a big advocate for our coaches and their assistants, especially being a former coach myself. You don't coach because of the money in high school. You don't. But they give up a lot of family time. They give up a lot of family time. They give up family time in the evening and over the summer. Right now, I'm gonna probably get this wrong, so don't quote me. Football coaches, $3,442. That's like $7 an hour. And they're missing out on their own kids and family. Spring coaches, some are at $12.15. They love those athletes, but I think it's something that we really need to start talking about. And then I'm almost done, Chair. I'm so sorry. This was me giving up my time this afternoon. Thank you to our SROs. I'm never going to forget to thank you all for being here, for being for us, and for number one, being for our students. And then our graduations. Holy smokes, what an amazing May in the county of Lee for our graduates. And that is always such a highlight for me. I had a handshake from a gentleman that shook my hand so hard my hat flew off. And we just, to see their smiles walk across and to make sure that we at the district are continuing to keep graduation and the fidelity of what it means to walk across the stage is so incredibly important to me as a former educator. I guess you never really take your education hat off, but super highlighted moments there. You know, I got one more, and one more graduation to go, but congratulations to the teachers of finishing their school year out. Thank you for so much hard work, and I hope that they are safe and have a memorable summer, and as well as our students and their families, and that's all.
Jordan.
I'll be quick. No, just kidding. Okay, so I do have a few things. So I did have the opportunity I did attend the summer summit. I did go and I participated in that with the teachers. I learned a lot and I tried it on my grandkids and it does work. So it was really helpful. It was really helpful to me and my family. I also had the opportunity to step in and watch for a while and participate with Dr. Savage, actually, the Stephen Covey Trust little game that we played. That was interesting. And I just really appreciate the fact that all the principals were here, the teachers participated, and they did get a lot out of that, as Ms. Jada has already mentioned. Graduation was phenomenal. I believe I shook over 2,000 hands this year with that, and I know there is one more to go. We did the Franklin Park send-off. They used to do the gentleman welcome, but last year they started it when the kids leave. Everybody comes, the community partakes, everybody comes to the school, and they send the kids off for the summer and letting them know how much they're cared for, and we want to see them back. So that was really, it was really well done. The Jules, Miss Wine, I know she has come here before and spoke about this. And I had asked that question, I had received that answer regarding that earlier today about the Jules settlement. And it was back in, it's been some time, so back in May 7th of 2024 is when we had a workshop on that and where the funds were going to be going to. But I think that maybe it'd be great for us to have like just a renew, just to check to see are we still on track with everything that we said back in 2024, and where are we at with those funds participating with that, because I believe that Miss Kathy and I forget who else was in that. We had two, the prevention people who were here, and they were part of that settlement, or they believe that they were. So I just wanted to say that. And I did want to, when Mr. Axel came up and spoke about Buckingham and mentioned that we had legal counsel, I was kind of taken back on that one because I had not heard anything about that. I don't know if that is true, but if we could get some insight on that perhaps. And then the capacity numbers are now down off of our website through the chair to the superintendent. Just it disappeared. I don't know where that
Yeah,
went.
we'd be
either.
happy to look at that.
Yeah, that would be.
That was news to me, so
Yeah.
I made a note of it for our staff just to double check. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know where that went to. And then also, let's see, and I would love to do a second. When we started with the one meeting a month, we went with that, saying that if we were to need extra meetings, that we would put them back on, so that way we could do the work of the board. So I think that maybe we should still look at, possibly doing that as well. And I just want to say thank you to all the teachers, the principals, everyone for the year, our parents, our students, and hopefully wishing everybody a really safe summer and looking forward to next year. Thank you.
Mr. Ribble.
Okay, real quickly here, I want to echo what two of my comrades to my left already stated about our superintendent and the great job that she does and the confidence that we have in her. I communicate with our superintendent almost every day, and most Saturday and Sundays, believe it or not. So she's totally engaged. She totally communicates. She has a great staff and a great cabinet who I think are doing an excellent job. I can't wait till the numbers come out at the end of June. I know for a fact, Nathan, the reading scores are going to be blown away because you folks have just done an outstanding job with the reading program. Enough said on the graduations. We all wore our hands out, shaking hands. And I can attest to Jada's hat getting knocked off her head because my wife was standing right beside her, and she was the one that caught it. So if you have any doubts about what happened with her hair, grow up, really. Come on, let's get for real. Okay, real quickly, we had one of the best events I've attended in my 2 years on the board was the Legacy Awards night last Tuesday night, a week ago Tuesday. It was just outstanding. We had 81 folks come through there. They were so excited and so proud. I get a kick out of it. We hear the negative stuff, and social media loves the praise. But you know what was amazing? Not anybody from the news press or any of the news stations were outside to talk to our folks as they left that evening, because they would have been blown away with how positive everybody was about working for the school district. And speaking of that, we have a math coach for the West Region that was recognized that night for being Teacher of the Year. And guess what? She's one of 4 people that are on the list to be selected Teacher of the Year for the state of Florida. So I can tell you, the folks, many of us are leaving tonight or early tomorrow morning to go to the School Board Association meeting in Tampa. And I got to tell you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be lobbying for this young lady, Laura Blackburn, because she's very deserving of an award, and I hope we can do everything we can. I know she's going through interviews this week in Tallahassee, so if you know anyone in the powers to be in Tallahassee or the School Board Association, don't forget, she's our lady. We want to get her Teacher of the Year for the state of Florida. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Ms. Giovanelli.
Okay, I have to add a little bit to the graduation. Yes, I did 5 graduations, and I am actually done, and it's one of my favorite things to do every year. But one of the speakers, and I was trying to remember which school it was, actually spoke on not having their phones. That was his speech. And I'm trying to think, I know it wasn't Gateway. I'm thinking it was either Fort Myers or maybe South, but I'm not sure. So don't hold me to that one. But I was so impressed, and they cheered him on because he brought back how they had conversations at lunch. I mean, what it actually did for his class of having that community back and not being out on their phones and distracted by the phones. And I was so impressed that was his you know, his graduation speech. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. But I wanted to bring up somewhat, the gentleman from Cyprus brought up the Special Olympics. Did he say that was December 11th?
December 11th.
Okay,
yeah.
I wrote that and I
It's on
wanted.
my calendar.
Good, yes. Okay, so I want to bring that back up. And then through the chair to the superintendent, there was a lady that about the complaints and investigation process, but I did see that Mr. Newland, Chief Newland pulled her aside. So I just wanted to acknowledge that as well. And then I wanted to the OCAMIC staff, you know, I hear you. Actually, I don't know your principal, but I do after tonight. And I know he may not be your principal this year, but I am confident that Mariner Middle is going to be one of the lucky middle schools this year. And because of just his leadership style and the impression that he left at OCAMIC, his imprint will be now on Mariner. So sometimes we have to, when we get blessed somewhere else and a door closes, that door opens for someone else to be blessed by the same person that left their imprint in OCAMIC. And so I am going to be asking every day, and I promise you that, how he's doing in the support that he's doing, because I'm confident that he will be a principal in 2028. So I would like to see that. That would be my, and I think that with the right guidance, I think that he'll be put somewhere that he does leave his imprint again as a principal. That's really all I had, other than on the July 21st meeting, I may not be in attendance, and I wanted to bring that up because normally in the last 10 years, we do not have a meeting in July except for the last week of July, the last Tuesday of the month. And I had told my daughter that I had committed to keeping my 2 grandchildren while they went on a European vacation cruise, and that was scheduled way before the calendar came out. So this is the first time that we actually have a board meeting, not the last week of the month, but the 3rd week of the month. So I just wanted to go on record for that because I may be doing it from trying to be in a quiet room somewhere where my grandchildren are going to be on my phone, probably looking at things they're not supposed to be doing on YouTube. So that is it. I just wanted to say thank you to the staff, teachers. Have a great summer. Please take time for yourself, including families, as well as students. Take time to do something with your children and enjoy your summer and this short break and get ready to gear up for 2026-27 school year. Thank you.
Mr. Fisher.
Thank you, Chair. One thing I wanted to clear up, we do still have prevention education as district. That has not gone anywhere. I will make sure the public is aware of that. So I serve on Thrive, which is actually the former Drug-Free Coalition Board, and we do a lot with the school district, including, and we have the sheriffs and Florida National Guard and a lot of partners in that. So I want to reaffirm to the public to make sure that that is in place in this district, and there are opportunities that from the outside that help with that. So one of the things that I'd like to talk about is being both a board member and an attorney. I love civics, and it's one of my favorite things. So, and when I go out to schools, and it kind of reminded me of what Mr. Person said today, especially when I get to elementary school, I talk about, they ask me what a board member does, and we talk about, budget and policy, passing and changing laws. And one of the things that I always talk about every year, and my kids are aware of this, is contracts. I talk about, obviously an agreement between, a business or service and the school district. And with tonight's vote, we approved Q10, the ice cream contract tonight. So I tell my kids every year, it's a year-to-year vote for me, so you better be nice to me. But I think it's always a fun way to interact with the students, especially elementary, to help them understand what a board member does and how that works. So great job, everyone, on proving that tonight. Want to go into, everyone mentioned graduations. What a fun time. I've spent a million different hands with all of you. It was a great time. I also want to recognize was able to attend the final graduation, as well as Ms. Jordan, for North Fort Myers principal Debbie Diggs, who'll be retiring. It was amazing. I want to publicly recognize and thank her for her service and wish her the best of luck in her second act as she goes on to something else. So really cool moment. She even took a selfie with the entire graduating class on stage, so it was really special. So Principal Diggs, thank you for everything you've done. And I also want to recognize, as well, as everyone mentioned, the teachers, the staff, and the students, especially the teachers and the staff, to please make sure to unplug this summer. Take it easy the best you can, and looking forward to seeing you all back in August. Thank you so much.
All right, my turn. Now, what's been left that hadn't been said? It's never easy to be the chair. You get to go last. I did go to one graduation that was extra special, and that was at the Buckingham Exceptional Center. I've been there every year. We had 9 students this year graduate, and they got across the stage in various ways, either in a wheelchair or walker. But they were so excited. The whole staff was excited. It's hard to explain. You think something that small, but it's really moving when you're there. But also this time of the year, it's time for scholarships. And we went to a whole bunch of different programs that have given out scholarships to these students, from the foundation giving out 51 full scholarships for their program that they run, and then the different various scholarships from the Rotary clubs. And my particular Rotary club is actually doing 8 scholarships this Thursday night, so it's an exciting time. But our ultimate goal, we have kindergartners. It's hard to think about that, but our ultimate goal is to get them graduated, to get them ready to go to their next phase of life. And last year we had the highest graduation rates we ever had, and we exceeded that again this year. So we're doing a good job there. We've had more certifications for career and tech, and we're way above the numbers that we should be for a district our size. We're the 8th largest in the state, and we're, I think, the 4th or 5th largest in the state in certifications. So I'm excited about that. And of course, we have the largest ROTC program in the state and in the nation. And a lot of the students are going into the military or into college, JROTC from there. It really produces leaders. So I'm really excited about our ultimate goal. We're always working to make it better. There's no doubt about it. So I think it was a very good year overall. And because of that, I have confidence in the superintendent. You're doing a great job. Thank you. You don't get told that hardly ever. Matter of fact, none of us get told that. But that's part of the life of being an elected official. All right, Attorney Doty.
I would agree with that about the superintendent. There is no counsel that has been retained for the Buckingham matter, just to clear that up. I can give a bit of a Jewel update, but I'd rather do that in writing to you all. So we have received a number of payments from both Jewel and Altria, and I'll confirm that with Ms. Cox, but we don't have all the money yet, believe it or not, but it is on the way. 2 things of personal privilege. One, the World Cup soccer tournament starts this Friday, and let's go USA. So a huge event here in the United States. And finally, a real personal point of privilege, June 9th, 2021 was the day I married my wife. And today is my 25th wedding anniversary. Awesome. So happy anniversary, Bridget. I know she's watching. And she's a very good 5th grade teacher in this district. So thank you. That's all I have.
All right, great. Superintendent Carlin.
All right, thank you very much, and happy anniversary.
Thank
That's
you.
fantastic. We're so glad we get to celebrate
What a
with you.
better way to spend it.
Hopefully, we're going to get you home soon enough to have some, maybe a late dinner, so thank you so much for being here. I just want to thank our board members. It is really easy to get caught in the negativity and the noise, and I just want to really thank you for focusing on the work. When I came in, was elected, and I know this is something new for Lee County, or at least in our lifetime, having an elected superintendent, I want to tell you that the passion that I felt that day when Ms. Chaviano, Mr. Ribble, Ms. Giovanelli, and myself were sworn in, that passion still exists. Even after, 19 months already, right, in the position. I want to thank you for focusing on the work, because in the noisy world, and like I said, it's very easy to find problems. Problems are so easy to find. That's simple. What I think is more challenging is finding the good stuff that's happening. Things like our teachers every single day in the classroom, teaching the benchmarks. That's not always exciting stuff. But I can tell you, we had a celebration with our principals over the initial data that's coming out. More children reading than ever, more children on level for math, the learning gains. I mean, it takes your breath away when you get to see the science achievement that's happening, U.S. history, civics. I mean, we have so many areas that are up, and that is a tribute to our teachers, to our support staff, and to our principals who are working day in and day out. So I just want to thank you for focusing on that, not getting caught in the noise, but really focusing on what's most important, and that is student achievement. That is helping our children to improve every single day, and that's what you're doing by recognizing the good stuff happening in this district. I also want to compliment you, because today we talked about some really important stuff. Hurricane preparedness, right? So along with all of that comes safety and security, right? Hurricane preparedness. We talked about our school district's budget, and thank you for your compliments. I want to extend those also to our team, Ms. Cox, Mr. Costa, and all of our team members, the capital plan, and the very extensive pieces of information that were shared. Thank you very, very much, because our goal as an administration, we're an open book. You have a question, we're going to get back to you. No question about it. We're going to make sure you have the information. We talked about legislative updates today. We talked about the hard work of our government relations team and how much work that they do in partnership with us as a governance team, as well as many other folks in our community. So again, just lots of focus on the good stuff. Board policy updates in accordance with law, making sure those things are taken care of. So there's just so much that I could brag about with this district. Buses on time, student achievement up, graduation rate up. I mean, we're winning and winning and winning. And I'm just so proud of this district. I'm proud of our staff. I'm proud of our central office, our principals, our administrators, our teachers, our support staff, everybody working. One vision, one team. We said it when we came in, and I think maybe those were just some words. What we're seeing now is the payoff. When we work together as a team, when we're all rowing the same direction, nothing is impossible. And we're seeing the results of that. So I just really want to thank the board for your leadership. We talked about graduation. What a great couple of nights, several nights. Nothing better than watching the kids walk across the stage, seeing the excitement on their faces. I did ask about their plan A and B. Mr. Persons was standing next to me. We got to hear a few of those responses, and boy, our students are off to a running start. So congratulations to the class of 2026. Best wishes, and know that you're never a stranger. You can always come back to the school district family, and we welcome you with open arms. Can't wait to hear about the great things you do. And then finally, congratulations to our students and staff on an outstanding school year. I could brag about you. All of us could brag about you from now until the morning time, but we're making sure Mr. Doda gets home to have his anniversary, so we want to make sure we take care of our friend. But all kidding aside, thank you for the work you do. Thank you for your diligence. Thank you for putting students first, which is something this administration will always do. We're okay with the criticism, because I will stand up every single day for student achievement, and I know you will too. So thank you very much. Proud to serve as the superintendent of this school district. Thank you.
And thank you. The next scheduled meeting of the board will be July 21st, 2026. At this point, having no other business to come before this body and seeing no objection, this meeting is adjourned. The time is
8:09.
8:09. Thank you. I took off my watch. Have a great evening.